A developing story from NASA this evening that could transform the aerospace industry in Huntsville. Tonight, Way 31 has confirmed Marshall Space Flight Center will manage the Lunar Lander program, which will send the first woman and next man back to the moon's surface by 2024 and eventually onto Mars. Good evening, I'm Dan Schaefer.
And I'm Naja Sherman. We have team coverage tonight of this impact that the announcement will have here in Huntsville. We begin with Way 31's Stephen Dilsizian, who learned the role that the Rocket City will play in this massive project and how it differs from past missions. Stephen.
Dan, Naja, what I can tell you is in 48 hours, NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine will be here at the Marshall Space Flight Center on Friday. Now, according to one published report, it says he'll hold a all-hands-on-deck meeting at 3 p.m. Now, I tried contacting all of my NASA sources today, and they tell me Huntsville is the perfect place for this Lunar Lander project because of how heavily it will rely on the private sector. The Marshall Space Flight Center confirms to me it's in charge of one of the most important pieces of the Artemis Project, the Lunar Lander. In July, NASA tabbed Marshall's Dr. Lisa Watson Morgan, a Huntsville native, to oversee the development of the lander that will carry astronauts from the Lunar Gateway to the surface of the moon. This project will ultimately send man to Mars and pave the way for a long-term human presence on the moon. Right now, the Lander project is in early stages. We don't know if it will be fully built in Huntsville. NASA officials tell me this project will differ from Apollo, which took man to the moon 50 years ago. In previous missions, NASA would mainly purchase the tools or equipment it needed. But Artemis will rely heavily on the private aerospace industry, which has a large footprint in North Alabama. Tracy McMahon at the Marshall Space Flight Center tells me Huntsville is the perfect choice because it has all the right people and equipment. No expansion of Marshall will be needed to make this project happen. Again, we expect to learn even more information Friday afternoon when NASA's chief talks to Marshall employees here in Huntsville. NASA also wants to emphasize this is not just a Huntsville project, it's a nationwide project. Reporting live in Huntsville, Stephen Dilsizian, Way 31 News.